Hello everyone, welcome to today's session. Let us start by giving you all a quick brief on what Octanet is. So, Tech Octanet is a budding startup headquartered in Bhubaneswar, specializing in IT solutions across diverse sectors including e-commerce, real estate, automation, and personalized business application. Our primary focus is to provide affordable services to startups, aiding them into their digital initiatives. In addition to our core services, we are expanding into the corporate training sector, aiming to equip future corporate employees with a solid foundation. We also address student needs by identifying academic project requirements, internship opportunities, and offering comprehensive solutions. We are proud to be incorporated as an organization with the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, registered with MSME, and approved by AICTE for internship programs. Also, our commitment to quality is underscored by ISO 9001 2015 certification, ensuring that every project we undertake reaches highest standards of excellence. Okay, thank you so much. That was all. Let us now stage our instructor and start today's session.
So, hello everyone, guys. Am I audible? You can let me know in the chat window. Let's wait for a couple of minutes and then we'll be moving on to see more about Java. Thank you, Omkar. Okay, guys. So, in order to introduce myself, I'm Kirtna J and I am a Java developer. So, I just want to know in this couple of minutes, like how many people know what is Java already, or like how many people know anything about programming languages. Good evening, Mohan. And guys, thank you for responding. Uh, just let me know whether how much knowledge do you have in this coding field. So whether you know any other programming language or you are still a beginner, so that it will be easy for me in order to handle the concepts. I know a bit about Java. Okay, Mr. Sky. Good evening. Great. So C and C++. Okay. Medium knowledge in programming languages. Okay. So first we'll be seeing about the concepts which I'll be covering in these Java sessions, and then we'll be getting started with Java. I know Java concepts and oops. Great, Karthik. Bit about Java and Python, okay. Okay. C and Python, but no idea in Java. Okay. And if you're already, Java is quite easy. Uh, if you're having a prerequisite knowledge on programming languages, in the sense like what and all concepts I'm trying to convey will be more understandable. But don't worry, I'll be making all the concepts very clear for the people who are just a beginner in like the programming languages and the coding part. Anushka, okay. C++ and Java, great. Okay, guys. So, in order to deal with the syllabus, what I'll be covering in these 4 days, these are the topics. So, first, I'll be covering the overview of Java and the key features of it, and what's the correct way in order to write a Java program, means the structure of a Java program. And we'll be seeing the very basic concepts like variables and data types and operators, control structures, methods, arrays, strings, and oops concepts, and classes and objects. So, the very important thing in Java is you have to know oops concepts. Like you have to be strong in oops concept, because I don't know how many people are in your college and you're going to sit for the placements, because oops concept is very very important when you're coming like when you're coming to interview part point of view, or if you're going to develop any project also, oops concept is very important. So today we'll be dealing with the introduction to Java. Just we'll be seeing the history about Java and the basic things like variables, data types, and operators. um, Java's advanced Java Spring Boot. Great. Even I don't know Java Spring Boot. That's great, Rajna. I know Java. Okay, so we'll be quickly starting with the introduction part. So as I mean, some of them might already know collections. We won't be covering collections in these lectures, but I'll be giving you an overview of what is collections, and I'll be teaching you different things like hash map, hash set, tree set, array list, and all those things. We'll be dealing it in the last session, okay, last day. So in order to know more about Java, it is being developed by Sun Microsystems in the year 1995, and James Gosling, he is being known as the father of Java. So he is James Gosling, and Java is an high-level object-oriented programming language. In the sense, here in Java, we'll be seeing every entity as classes and objects. Okay, so for example, let's say I'm going to define a class, let's say car, and it do have various attributes of the car. Now, when I create an instance of the car class, it is set to be an object. Don't worry if you're not getting me what I'm saying now. Okay, we'll be seeing everything in a very clear manner. So just uh, so just like know that Java is an object oriented programming language, because here we do follow everything in the form of classes and objects only. Even if you're going to write a single print statement, also you will be writing it only inside the main class. Okay, so high level programming languages means we know like low level, high level, and assembly level, or the middle level programming languages. So high level in the sense, this language Java is being understood by the human beings. Okay, and before Java it is being named as Oak. As Oak, it's already been a registered company name, so they have renamed it to Java. And yeah, so uh, people might say because there are more advancements than Java, but still in many companies for the development of software products, people are still using Java, because Java is very secure, and there are lot many things that can be done with the help of Java. And nowadays people do find very ease with the Python. But like the functions which is being available in Python, everything is available in Java. The thing is, you have to know the syntax of how to use all those predefined functions and the methods in Java. Okay. um, yeah, video will be available after live. Okay, so I mean, if you have any doubts then and there, you can ask me in the chat window. Okay, I'll be answering your questions. Yeah, then Java, it's not only a programming language, but it is also a platform. Okay, because in Java, no, there will be a phrase like write once, run everywhere. See, like I'm going to write a Java program in Windows OS. Okay, so I want to use the same Java program in the different OS like Mac. Okay, I could use the same code. It is not like I want to write all the code from the beginning whenever I'm going to change the OS. So it's enough. I'm going to write the code only once. Okay, if I want to run the code in any of the OS platforms, I'll be able to do. Okay, that's why Java is known as platform independent. So in order to know more features of Java is quite simple, because for people who are well aware of Python, like the features which is available in Python is also available in Java. The thing is, as I've already said, you should know the syntax of how to use all those functions, and Java is quite simple in order to understand. Okay, and Java is very very important, because you could develop even software products like whenever you know some things like swings in Java, it is being used for developing the complete front end, and the Spring Boot concepts. And if you know the JDBC connectivity, you could even connect the Java program with the backend databases like MySQL or MongoDB. Okay, so next is, as I've already said, Java is an object oriented programming languages. Here we'll be seeing everything in the form of classes and objects only. Okay, so here I'll be writing everything inside a class. I'll be defining its attributes, and people who know functions in Python. So here we'll be calling the functions as methods. In Java, we'll be calling it as methods. Okay, and so whenever we are going to use the method or the instance variables of a particular class, what I'll be doing is I'll be just creating the instance of the class, and then I'll be using all those methods in that particular class. So that instance is referred to as an object. Next thing is that it is platform independent. So as I already mentioned, write once and run everywhere. So whenever you are writing a Java code, Okay, it is being converted into an object code whenever you are executing it, compiling it. So with the help of that object file, you can use it in various OS platforms. And Java is portable, so if I'm going to write a code here, it is not like I want to write the entire code again and again and again. So it is being very portable. Okay, so it's time to ask questions. So if you people do have any questions, you can ask, guys. um, so just we have seen very simple things like what is Java, and some of the key features in Java. So you could have, if you have any questions, you could ask that in the chat window. And is my pace okay? Like, am I very fast in explaining the things? Guys, you could respond in the chat. I'm so fast. Okay. Sunil, is there any concept which I want to repeat again? How to get jobs? Just equip yourself with more and more skills, Bhaiya. Um, what is Java C? I'll be telling you. Sure. And- Okay. Everything's fine. I'm not sure whether we'll be dealing with, I mean, in the sessions, we'll not be handling the real time projects. Nandakumar, I'll be explaining about JDK, JRE, and Java C. Okay, don't worry. Features. Okay, so features in the sense, there are key aspects which is being very helpful in Java. Okay, so first thing is, as I've already said, uh, simple. Java is quite simple to use, because if you people know about Python, in Python we do have many built-in functions, right? So similarly, we do have many built-in functions in Java also, and we do have util library, okay, and the things are already predefined. So in order to use all those things, just you want to know the syntaxes in Java. Okay, so that is what is meant as simple. Java is quite simple. If you know how the code works, or if you know how the flow works. Yes, I'll be starting from scratch. Okay. So if you know how the code works, if you know how the logic goes, Java will be very quite easy in order to solve your problems. Okay, and also with the help of Java, usually I use Java only for competitive programming. Okay, but if you are more interested in order to use Java for product development, you could also use Java, because we do have many things like Spring Boot, okay, and jdbc in the sense Java database connectivity, where we'll be connecting the Java code with the help of a database, like let's say it could be MongoDB or Postgres or MySQL. Okay, so this is what is meant by simple, because with the help of Java we can use it as a programming language, or we could even develop a new software product. Okay, and in many companies, like for example in Zoho and all, people are using only Java in order to develop their software products. Okay, then object oriented in the sense, um, in Java, we'll be dealing with objects and classes only. So in Python, what we'll be doing, if you're going to write a very simple print statement, just you'll be giving print, and you'll be giving string, or you want whatever you want to print, you'll be giving in between the parentheses, right? But in Java, even if you want to write a very simple print statement, you are supposed to write in the main class only. Okay, and as I've already said, if you people don't know about what is meant by an object, remember it like this. Okay, class is something, the blueprint. Okay, if I want to develop, okay, I just want to store the records of 10 students in a class. Okay, it is meaningless in order to create 10 objects, right? I mean, it is meaningless in order to give a string name is equal to this name, name 2 is equal to this name 3 is equal to this name. uh, so it works when the number of students in the class is quite 5 or 10. But what if I'm going to record the names of 1,000 students. I cannot give a separate variable in order to assign those names. So what I'll be doing is I'll be writing the blueprint of that particular entity. So that I'll be calling it as class. So I'll be writing the I'll be naming the class as student, and I'll be giving the attributes which the student will possess. So let's say student will be having ID, name, and the methods in order to get the input from the user and in order to display it to the user. Okay, then in the main method I'll be just calling its instances 10 times or 100 times. So 100 students record will be created. Don't worry if this is very like advanced for you, we'll be dealing with all those things. Okay, next, platform independent in the sense Java follows write once and run everywhere. So whenever you're writing a Java code once, it's fine. You can use it in various OS platforms. Okay. Then Java is portable in the sense so we can Java is platform independent as well as portable in the sense like we could use this Java code everywhere. Okay. So this is the features of Java. So now it's quest time. Just a very simple question, guys. I want everybody to answer that in the chat window. So who is known as the father of Java? And we have discussed it. Great. Yeah, it's James Gosling. So yeah, video is available. Great, guys. So it's James Gosling. Okay. So as everybody asked, we'll be dealing more about JVM, JRE, and JDK. Okay. So Java Virtual Machine, JVM. Okay, so these three concepts are quite important whenever you are studying Java, because these things only help you in order to run a code which is being written in Java. So okay, and Setu, it was just to check whether you are attentive in the class or not. It is not, the questions are not here in order to test your knowledge level and all. Okay. Uh, okay. So in JVM window, JVM, JRE, and JDK. These three things are quite important for you, because whenever you are going to compile and execute a Java code or a Java file, you have to know these things in order to check how actually a Java program works. So it's not about like we are giving a particular code and we are getting output for it. You are supposed to know how that actually works, right? Yeah. So Java Virtual Machine. So it provides a runtime environment in which Java bytecode can be executed. So whenever you are writing a Java file and whenever you are compiling it, it will be converted into bytecode. Okay, and that bytecode will be getting this. Guys, I'll be telling you more about JDK, JRE, and JVM. Okay, don't worry, we'll be seeing all those things. You just listen whatever I'm saying. Okay, okay. So Java virtual machine, it is not even physically present. It is just a virtual entity. So, but with the help of JVM only, we'll be able to execute our Java code. Okay, it is not present physically. And one more thing. So JVM, it is nothing but it provides a runtime environment in order to execute your Java code. That's it. And JVM performs these things. It loads the code, it verifies the code, and it executes code, and it provides a runtime environment. Okay. And next, as you people asked, what is meant by JRE? Okay, so JRE is nothing but JVM plus the library set. So, for example, as I've already said, in Java, like we do have many libraries which is being predefined or pre-installed. Okay, so for example, if I'm going to get input from the user, I'll be using the scanner object. Okay, and the scanner object will be present in the util library. Okay, so if I'm going to use util library in my code, okay, so whenever I'm going to execute my code, that Java code will be getting converted into a bytecode. Okay, and with the help of interpreter and all those things, it will be again ready in order to execute. That time, whenever the pointer is encountering something like import java.util.star, okay, I want to go to that particular util library in order to use all those things, in order to load all those things, right? So these are the libraries set. Okay. Thank you, Anushka. Okay, so see, the thing is like I'll be jumping into code, but for people on, who are very beginner, who are very quite beginner to Java, you are supposed to know some basic things about Java, because if you're going to sit in an interview, people do question you about these concepts also. Okay, so let's move into code, but not now, because we should see, we should first know what is Java and what are the concepts which is present over there. And if you are like well versed with all the concepts in Java, don't worry, like uh, there are still others who don't know what is Java, so I'm trying to help them out. Okay. I'll be answering your question, Kirti. Okay. Mm. So yeah, so the library set in this sense, whatever libraries that are being pre-installed in Java, it will be stored in this library set. So whenever I'm going to execute that Java file, which is being converted into the bytecode, actually the JVM checks if that library is present, and it loads all the methods in all those things. So JRE is nothing but it is the JVM, Java Virtual Machine, plus the library set. Okay, and it is the implementation of JVM and it physically present. So you could see the JRE which is being installed whenever you're installing Java. And I just want to know how many people have Java in your system. Java in your system in the sense like you could even use online compilers in order to write the coding part. And I do usually use Eclipse IDE, or you can also go for IntelliJ, okay, IDE. But if you have installed Java in your system, just let me know, guys. Uh, I do have Eclipse. Okay, I do have Eclipse. Let's start. Instead, okay. Eclipse ID is good, but you can also, use IntelliJ. Okay, because in IntelliJ the interface will be even more attractive. Okay, guys. So okay, so we have seen about JRE, right? Yeah. So JDK. We have seen JRE means it is comprised of JVM as well as the library set, right? And Java development kit is nothing but plus the development tools. Okay, because there are certain development tools which is even required in order to, run the things which is being present in our Java program. So that is what is known as Java development kit. Okay. Uh, yeah, it is used to develop the Java applications as well as applets. So uh, applets, whenever you are using Java in order to build a software product, you'll be using all these things. Okay, but I usually use Java for competitive programming only. Okay, so before seeing how JVM works, okay, in a more detailed manner, I'll be telling you. Okay, so see here, this is the JRM system library which is being present. Okay, so these are all the library sets which is required in order to run the code which is being written in the IDE. Okay, so as we have already said, only JVM is a virtual engine, or it's a virtual machine. We cannot see it physically, but when it comes to JRE and JDK, we could see all those tools which is being installed. Okay, so these are the in the JRE system library only. We do have things like JDK development tools. So here you could see there are various development tools your JDK.attach, JDK.carsets compiler, crypto, everything we'll be using in order to run a particular code, okay, in Java. So yeah, the next thing is, as Kirti asked, um be clear in this point. Java is platform independent, okay, but JVM is platform dependent, okay. GRE versus JDK versus JVM. Both contributes only in order to execute the code in Java. Okay, but the thing is, these are the different things. And JVM is the main. It's something like the main engine, or it's the main support in order to run a file. These are all the supporting things. So JRE Java Runtime Environment, it consists of JVM plus the library sets and JDK with the JRE added with development tools, which is being required in order to execute a particular program in Java. Okay, yeah. As I already said, Java is platform independent. Okay, so whenever you are writing a code once, you can take the bytecode converted file, you can execute in various OS. But JVM differs because in OS, I mean, sorry, in Windows OS, the JVM will be different. So the JVM for that particular OS varies. Okay, so JVM will be platform dependent. So for, let's say, for Mac, like the JVM will be different. For Windows, the JVM will be different. So I'm going to write a code in Windows, okay, and I'm compiling it. I'm going to use the same code in Mac OS, okay. What it does is, the JVM that is present in Mac, it actually converts in order to it actually converts with the way how it is compatible with that Mac OS, and then it will be getting executed. So it is not something like I want to write the code again, but the thing is, it actually converts which is being compatible to that OS. So JVM is platform independent. Okay, thank you. Okay, that's right. So Kirti, are you clear? So JVM is platform dependent because it varies with OS to OS. For Windows OS, JVM will be different, and for Mac it will be different. But a Java code which is being converted as a bytecode or an object, you can use it in various OS platforms. The JVM will actually convert it, which is being compatible to that particular OS. So guys, are you clear how we'll be saying JVM is platform dependent, whereas Java code is platform independent? Actually, the Java code is not developed by JVM. Okay, with the help of JVM, we are going to just run the code. I mean, execute the code. So, guys, do you have any questions on these things? And in these three, JRE, JDK, and okay, JVM, you have to know more detailedly about JVM, Java Virtual Machine. Yes, you can also run Java in VS Code also. We can use Java and VS Code also, but the thing is, in the extensions you have to install, like in such a way that your VS Code it supports Java, but we can run. Okay, so in order to know more about how a JVM works, I'll be telling Leela. So this is the architecture of JVM. Okay. So first, whenever you're writing a particular Java code, and whenever you are compiling it, the Java code, you'll be usually saving Java code as .java. Okay. It will be converted into a class file. Okay. That class file in that class file, the Java code will be converted into bytecode, and that class file you can take and you can execute in various OS. So this is the JVM architecture. So where we'll be having three important things: class loader subsystem, runtime data area, execution engine, and these native method interface and native method library, these are already used in order to support these three mechanisms. Okay, so as we already know, so we have written here, right? We have seen here what are the features of an JVM. What are the things JSC, JE, JME? I mean, I'm not getting that question, but let me check and tell you in tomorrow's session, because uh, usually we do deal with JRE, JDK when we are installing Java. But okay, I'll be letting you know, Leela. Yeah. So what it actually does is, when a class file is being given to a JVM, it loads the code in the sense like it prepares the code in order to execute by like installing all the libraries. It verifies whether all the syntax is correct or not, and it sure, I'll be sharing you. It executes the code, and yeah, I'll be telling you more clearly here. Okay. So in the loader subsystem, there are three methods which is being like involved: loading, linking, and initialization. Okay. So whenever you are passing this class file into the class loader thing, first of all it loads. So in loading, we do have three separate entities: bootstrap class loader, extension class loader, application class loader. These loading is nothing but I'm going to use a particular library in my code. Okay, it actually loads that library, because after loading that library only, if I'm using any predefined functions of that particular library, I'll be able to use it in my code, right? So what and all libraries which I have used in my Java code will be getting loaded. Okay, in the loading part. And next is linking. Linking in the sense like, first it will be verifying whether whatever method I have used, or it is being present in that particular like library or not, and it verifies the complete syntax of our Java code. Okay, whether we are writing all the things in the correct way or not. it 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 verifies the code. So that verification part is being done in all those things, so it prepares and it resolves. And whenever we are coming to tell about the initialization part, there could be like variables. For example, I don't know how many of you are well aware of the variable like static variables. So whenever you're using static variables in Java, okay, see, I'm going to write the code and I'm going to give static int a as 5. Okay, so what it does is, only for the first time, that variable, it holds the value of 5, it will be getting initialized. Again and again, when I'm running the code, it will be not the value cannot be changed whenever I'm using static variables. Okay, so this initialization is nothing but wherever we have used any global variables or the global constants, okay, and we have assigned some value, means that initialization part will be carried out. So in this class loader subsystem, the thing which is happening here is, it just loads the required libraries in order to execute that particular code. It verifies whether the syntax or the method which we have used is right or not. Okay, and then in the initialization part, if you are going to use any global variables or constants, like in the sense like we are going to assign any value to a particular variable, means those initialization part will be taking place in this area. Okay, next is the runtime data area. So here we'll be having various things like method area, heap area, stack area, PC register, and native method stack. Okay, so in the method area, so as I have already said about in Java, we do write code only in the form of classes and objects. Okay, so in the method area, like these will be containing the information about the class which I'm writing in my Java code. Okay, I'll be giving you an example. See, for example, this is, don't worry if you're not understanding this code. This is very, like this is free concept. Just I'm telling you. So here, this is my package name. Okay. So whenever you are using online compiler, I mean, no package will be available, because that will be given by them itself. So whenever you are using any IDE, means you have to create JDK download first, then coding start. Uh, Prabhat actually will be, like code. We'll be coding in online compiler only. Okay, if you people have Eclipse, you can follow the thing in Eclipse. But if you're not having, like, we'll be using only online compiler in these sessions, because if I want to make you people download Java and all those things, means it takes time, because we could cover all those concepts, right? Yeah. So this is the package. Okay, this is the package name which we'll be giving at the start of a Java code. And then, as I've already said, these are the library which I want to use: import java.util.star. Okay. And as I have said, we'll be writing everything in terms of classes and objects. So this, I have created a class, and this is my class name. Don't worry, we'll be dealing it very in a more detailed manner, but just in order to make you people to understand these things, I'm showing you an example just. Okay. So this is a class. Okay. So the class name is create tree, and these are the instance variables whichever I'm using in this particular class. This is something like variables. Okay. And these are the different methods, or you people could also call it as functions, because people who are who know about Python, you could get things. So in Python we'll be calling it as functions, but in Java we'll be calling it as methods. Okay. So in method area, like, the thing which will be storing is the information about the class name, the instance variables which is present in the class, the method names which is being present in the class. These things will be stored in the method area. Okay. And whenever you are coming to see about the heap area, okay, okay, so whenever you are doing some initialization part, okay, so here let's see. One second. And where is my cursor going here? Yeah. So here I'm going to this is, like, wait, which method? Okay, so every method will be storing. So the complete information of a class is being stored in the method area. Okay, the thing about the class name and the variables which it do have, and all the methods which is being present in that particular class. Okay, and it also stores the static variables. Um, okay, let's say okay, I'm going to create an array list. Okay, wait, I don't think this will be. Initialize, yeah, I'll be showing you. Okay, so initialize in the sense, okay, I'm going to initialize int a is equal to 5. This is initialization. So I'm going to create a variable a which is of the data type int. So we'll be seeing more on the data types. Okay, and I'm going to assign value 5 to a particular variable a. This is the meaning of initialization. And whenever we are initializing this value for the variable a, I have given the data type as int. So for that particular variable a, 4 bytes will be allocated in my memory, and that will be stored in the heap area only. The address of the variable a, because if you people know C, C++, and if you people know the concept of pointer, we used to store the addresses, right? And with the help of addresses only, we used to retrieve that value. Similarly, whenever you are writing anything like any method, or like any not method, any variables, or any, like you are using any data structures, usually the data structure will be stored in the memory. Then only you'll be able to retrieve it. Okay, so for example, okay, welcome. Here I am initializing a as 5. So whenever I want to use a, that value of a must be retrieved from somewhere, right? Must be stored somewhere. So it is being stored in the heap area. Okay. Then stack area, it is nothing but usually whenever various processes are being executed in a Java program, it will being executed as a thread. Thread is a like subunit of a process. Okay, So we'll be not dealing more about thread concepts and multi-threading and all, but I'll be giving you an overview of what thread is. Okay, so thread is the basic subunit of a process. So I mean, whenever a process is being executed, it is executed in different threads. Various threads will be required in order to run a process, but at a time only one thread is processed. Okay, so for example, in my example, pointer is stored an address in another variable. Yeah. So pointers concept, what you'll be doing in C, you'll be just with the help of address you'll be retrieving that value, right? And whenever you're giving a pointer variable, the address of that variable will be getting stored. So if I'm giving a is equal to 5 and I'm going to create a pointer variable p and I'm going to assign it to a, the address of a will be getting stored in p. Okay, so I mean, for people who don't know C++, that's fine. Okay, it's just I'm saying, whenever you're creating a particular variable or any data structure like arrays or all those things, it will be getting stored in some area. Okay, the memory that is being stored in heap area. Okay, yeah, so I'm having many methods. Okay, so according to the things which is being present in the main class, I mean main method, the execution of various methods is going to take place. Okay. Hmm. Is going to take place. So the priority of things must be given. For example, I do have various methods like method names like print A, print B, print C. Okay, I'm going to call all these three methods in my main method. I'm going to call print B first, print A first, print C first. In stack area, the order in which the processes must be getting executed will be stored in the stack area. So first, this method must be getting executed. Next, this, next, this. So, those kind of things will be stored in that stack area. And PC register is very quite similar to stack area only. And native method stack is being a supportive library in order to support all these things. So in stack and PC registers, the thing is, the address of the next thread or the information about the next process which is going to be executed will be will be told by the JVM. And next thing, whenever this runtime is being set up, next execution starts. Okay, interpreter. Java is an interpreted language. Interpreted. So do you people have any idea about what do you mean by a compiler and an interpreter? In sense, what is the quite difference between a compiler and an interpreter? As you could answer. Yes, Shubha. Pointer use symbol asterisk. Yeah. And even you'll be using ampersand symbol in pointer, right? So, guys, do you know what is the difference between compiler and an interpreter? If you are having any, knowledge of programming language, you could answer that question. Or else if you don't know, fine, we'll be learning it now. Don't worry. What is the difference between compiler and interpreter? So, does that mean you don't know? Viber. Yeah. A computer program that translates computer code from one programming language to another. Yeah, it is compiler. Great. Thank you, Vaibhav, for answering. And the major difference between what a compiler and interpreter is, compiler, it compiles the entire code in a single run, whereas what interpreter does is executes and it compiles the code in an line to line manner. So, for example, in line one, no error is there. You're processing it in a very line by line basis, and at line number 10, I'll be having some error. Means that time itself, the prompt will be given to the user stating that in line number 10 you're having this error. But whereas when it comes to compiler, it executes all the code at a single run and then only it provides all those errors which is being present. Compiler can convert source code to bytecode. Okay. Yeah, great, Shubha. So by line execution will be done only in interpreter, but in compiler it is not. Great. Yes. Okay. So compiler compile whole code, interpreter compile line by line. Great. Yeah, you're correct. Thank you for responding, guys. Okay. So as Java is an interpreted language, what it does is, uh, the code, each and every line of the code in Java will be executed by the interpreter, and if an error is being thrown, okay, it will be thrown to the user. Okay. Hmm. And JIT compiler, this is a very quite, like, not an important thing, but a thing to note. What do you mean by JIT compiler? So the full form of JIT is just in time compiler. Okay. It supports, or it acts as a supporting thing for interpreter. Okay. For example, okay, let's say, um um okay. Mm, simple hello. Okay, okay, wait. Okay. Let's say I'm going to write a method. Okay. Print num. So I'm going to pass a. Okay. So for example, how it works in the sense, like, whenever you are using compiler, okay, uh see, I'm going to write these 12 lines of code. Okay. All these 12 lines of code will be executed, and it will be checked if any error is there, and at the last only the error is being prompted. But whenever I'm using interpreter, see, I'm having an error at line number 4, means that time itself error will be prompted, and once again I run again, it goes and checks line by line if any error is present or not. Okay. Hmm. So yeah, so let's see. So here I have written, don't worry, we'll be dealing more about a method. Okay. So here I have written a very simple method, print num. Okay. So I'm going to use I mean, it's not the correct syntax. Okay. Just I'm going to use this method twice. I'm going to pass something like, I'll be assigning it to int a. Okay. I mean, it's just an example. Okay. If you have syntax errors also, that's not an issue. Okay. See, I'm going to call this static int. Yeah. So I'm going to call this function thrice. Okay. Just this is a method. Okay, I'm going to call the method 3 times. Okay. So first, whenever I'm using if JIT is not there, just in time compiler is not there, I'll be telling you how the execution really works. Okay. So it comes to the main method. It will be here, the function print num is called. It goes to line number 4, and each and every line of this function will be executed, will be compiled. Okay, will be executed. Okay. Again, it comes to line number 10. Again, in the line number 10, print num is called. Again, this whole function will be getting executed, and again another time, for the third time, print num function is called. The function will be executed. Okay. See, I'm using the same function. Okay. Does it make any sense again and again going to the same function, and uh, executing that? So I think it makes sense. So whenever I'm encountering for the first time, I'll be the function will be getting executed, and I'll be making a reference, like print num function is being executed, and this is the thing which it does. And whenever I'm calling my second time the same function, it is not required in order to go to line number 4 and execute all those things in that particular method, because as I have a reference for that particular function, because it has already been used in some part of the code. So are you people getting what I'm saying? In the sense, whenever a same function is called thrice or for the 10 times, it doesn't make any sense. For 10 times we cannot go and execute the same function, because here in the block only I have one liner code. But let's say we are going to write a function which have 50 lines of code. Okay, so what it does, it's first time whenever a function is being used or called, okay, it executes this function and it will be storing as a reference in the JIT compiler. Okay, another time whenever the function is again called, it checks only in the JIT compiler whether that particular function has been compiled or not. It uses the reference from there itself. It will not execute the same code again and again. Okay, package.com, like I have kept the name as com.practice. It is your naming convention only. Okay, so guys, are you getting the point of how what is JIT, just in time compiler? The thing is, like whenever you're going to use the same function again and again, at the first time itself you'll be compiling the method and you'll be storing the reference in the JIT compiler. And again, next time when you want to use the same method, you'll be just going and checking in the JIT compiler whether that particular method is already being executed or not. If it is already being executed, then you'll be taking the reference from JIT compiler, or else again you want to execute that that method. Okay, this is the thing uh, JIT compiler does. Garbage collector, usually people who know more about C will be using free keyword. So whenever I'm going to use any variable, okay, and that scope in the sense, um, a variable scope in the sense, I'm going to use a particular variable. Okay, let's say I'm going to use int a as 5. So until which part of the code I'll be able to use that variable a, it differs, right? So whenever I'm going to write a variable in a function, means only in that particular function I'll be able to access that variable. Outside the function I will not be able to access that variable because that variable has local scope. But whenever you're giving any variable as a global variable declared before, declared outside of any class, I mean any method, that time you can use the global variable in each and every method which is being defined in your class. So yeah, so whenever the scope or the lifetime of a variable is ended, or usually what we'll be using in C++ is we'll be using the keyword free in order to delete that variable. But here automatically garbage collector, what it does is after the variables use is ended, it will free up the space. Okay, next, the native method interface and the native method libraries are just the supporting libraries and interface which supports in order to support this entire JVM. Okay, so this is the thing about the JVM architecture. So people, if you have any doubts, you can let me know in the chat. So guys, are you clear with what is JVM architecture and how it works? Come on guys, are you feeling tired? Like, don't feel tired, because I do understand, like these are some of the theory parts, but for sure, whenever we are getting started into code, ma'am, please say to me what. Is this your question, like package.com, is it necessary to write in program? Whenever you are writing code in IDE, in any IDE means, the structure must be maintained. Okay, see here, I can see, I want to create a package, okay, and inside a package only, I want to create a class, because that is the structural way of writing things. Okay, so because we'll be seeing more about the access modifiers in our upcoming sessions. So that time you'll be able to know is package is quite necessary. Whenever you're writing an online compiler, those things are not necessary because that is being given by that in that compiler already itself. But whenever you are going to create your own application or your own code. That time it is supposed you have to use it is mandatory in order to create a package, and inside that package only you want to create the Java classes. Okay. Yeah. Clear. Native method stack mainly works for uh, native method stack. It actually works in order to handle all the threads or the processes that is being executed or that is currently executing, which is going to execute next. Those record must be stored in a stack, right? In a stack, we have to know the process which is being executed in a current time, and next what and all process is being executed, so it will be executed as a thread only. So in order to maintain those things, this native method stack will be helping. Okay. So I think we are good to go. What is the latest version of Java Development Kit? Subhadeep, actually, package com dot, it is nothing. See, I have given the name as com dot my practice. See, I can even create a package. Wait, see, I'm going to create a package. I can even create a package like, let's say, sample. It works. Okay, so I'm going to create, I have created a package sample. Okay, in that I'll be creating a class, Java class, and my class name will be day one. See, I'm getting package sample. You can write classes only in inside a package. Okay, package is nothing but the collection of various classes is known as package. So in this package, I can write even another class. Mm, day two. I can even write another package. So collection of classes is termed as package. Okay, and as these class is public class, I'll be able to access this day 2 class in another packages also. So if I want to use the day 1 class and its attributes in low level design, I'll be able to use. But if I'm giving the classes private in the sense, I'll be able to access only within the package. So within sample package I can use, for example, I want to keep my class file in a very because the data which is being present in my class in sample is very sensitive, so I don't want people from other areas or other packages in order to use my class. So what I'll be doing is I'll be giving the public as private class. So whenever I'm using private class, I won't be able to access day 1 and day 2 uh, in any of the things here. So as it is public, I'll be able to access this class anywhere in this packages. So okay. um, mm, this is the thing, this is the importance of class. But if both the classes have a is private class, I'll be able to access them inside the sample package. So I'll be able to use day one methods and attributes in day two and vice versa. So this is the thing about package. You can name your package whatever way you want. In order to follow some naming conventions, I have used com dot. Okay guys, so Vibo and Vibo. Okay. Thank you guys for answering. JDK 22, 22. Okay. Guys, what about others? So you're not attentive in the class? Come on, guys. If it's wrong, also, there's nothing wrong. Okay. You just give your answer. JDK 22. Okay. Okay. So, I also used the LLMs only for the answer. Wait. Latest version of Java 22, 21. Okay. But Java 22 is available, but JDK 21 is the latest version. It is not 22. Okay. In order to cross check only, I have used that. Okay. JDK 21 is the answer, because that was the thing which ChatGPT gave me. Okay. Um, See, guys, if you're not getting more detail about whatever I'm saying, don't worry. Whenever we are getting into the coding part, you'll be understanding the things whatever I'm saying. And uh, 22. Okay, okay, Bible. So I'll change now itself. So it works. Fine, fine, Vaibhav. Thank you. Okay, so how a Java code looks. So next we'll be seeing about the structure of a Java program. Okay, so already now only we are getting starting with the coding part. Already I have said you how a Java, I mean a code works. We have seen there, no, but in a detailed manner we'll be seeing here. So whenever you are writing a simple hello world program, also you are supposed to write it inside a class. So here the class name is simple hello. Okay, and it is a public class. So inside this is the very default thing which is being present in a Java program. This is the main method. The syntax goes like this: public static void main string arguments. Okay, and inside you want to write the print statement. Here we'll be using the syntax system.out.println. Okay, so I'll be explaining you all the keywords which is being present in the main method: public static void main string arguments. Okay, so first thing is public. So every time we'll be having four access modifiers in Java. One is public, private, protected, and default. Okay, so whenever you are naming a method as public, it can be accessible anywhere. So here also I have given my class is public, so it will be accessible anywhere in this packages. Okay, so whenever I'm giving a public method, I will be able to access it from anywhere. It also depends on your requirements. So if you're going to use any very sensitive information, means in order to store any parcels or something like that, it must not be given access to everybody, so you'll be using private there. Okay, yeah, so public is the access modifier, and every time main method must be a public one. Okay, because as we have already said, JVM looks for your code and JVM helps in executing your code, right? JVM only checks for the main method, and if the main method is not public, JVM will not be able to identify the main method itself. So main method will always be public. Okay, because if the method is public only, it will be accessible even by the JVM. If it is private, even JVM cannot access it. So the main method is being accessed by JVM, and then only the execution starts. Okay, and static. So static in this sense, we'll be seeing more about the static variables and static class. So in order to give an introduction to what do you mean by static, whenever it comes to variables, like if you're giving a variable a static int a is equal to 5, only at the beginning of the execution of your program, that variable 5 will be assigned to a. Okay, that's it. If you're changing the value of a also, it will not be getting changed, because at first itself you have declared the value as static. Then whenever you are coming to see about what do you mean by a static method. Okay, I have already said you a thing, right? Whenever you are creating a class which have various attributes and methods, and whenever you are creating objects, usually we used to create object in this way. Mm, okay. Okay, wait, I'll be telling you another example. If I does not write inside main string, then what happened, ma'am? uh Actually, whenever you're writing a code main method only, the thing it works. If you're not writing anything, the main nothing will be getting displayed. Okay, So I mean, if this is a very this is a tree example, just let the concept know. Okay, so I am writing a tree node here. Okay, it is a class, and in this class I'm having attributes. So these are the instance variables. We do call it as instance variables, and these are the various methods or functions. Okay, which is being written in the class. So if I want to create an object, means I'll be using new keyword here. So tree node, it is the class name. Head is my object name. New, again the class name, and we do have different constructors, so I'll be telling you. Okay, so just keep this in your mind, like whenever we are going to create an object for a particular class, we'll be just using new keyword. Okay, but with the help of new keyword only, we'll be creating a new object or new instance for that class. Whenever we are using a static class, just like that we can call the method. Okay, it is not something like we have to use new keyword there. This is the meaning of static. And void is the return type. Whenever you are writing the function, the syntax goes like this: you have to specify the access modifier, and if you are not specifying any access modifier, whether public or private or protected, the default will be taken into consideration. Okay, so the access modifier, the return type, what your function is going to return. Okay, and the function name. Okay, so here void means this main method will not be returning anything. Okay, so void means null. Okay, return type of the method. We do have various return type of the functions like int, float. We'll be seeing all those things. Guys, it is just a structure of a simple hello world program. Don't be getting panic by seeing all those tree examples and all. Just I'm showing you, this is a class, and with the help of new keyword we are going to create that object. That's it. Okay, and main is the method name obviously, and string argument. This is whenever like you want to give the arguments during the runtime. Okay, we'll be giving the things, we'll be giving the input in a form of an array. Okay, so it is not here. So whenever you're going to give the input in a command line, so whenever you're writing the code in notepad and saving it as .java, and you're going to run it with the help of javac command, you're not going to use any IDE, means that time we can also give command line arguments. In the sense, I'll be giving the input for that program during the runtime, and then the program will be getting executed. So in order to use the command line arguments only, we'll be using string arguments, and uh, in the arguments array, everything will be treated as string only. If you are even giving a number, it will be considered only as string. Okay, data types and variables. So people, do you have any doubt in the structure of a Java code? Next, we'll be seeing on what do you mean by data types and variables. Now only we are getting into the coding part, the concepts in a more detailed manner. Okay, so ma'am, in the sense you don't have any doubt, Yash. So, guys, if you have any doubts regarding the structure of a Java code, you can ask. See, the structure is very simple. Just inside a main function, you are just writing a print statement. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Yash. And this is how a Java code works. That's it. We are not even started with the coding part. Just we are revising the concepts. Okay, guys. So it means only Yash is, like attentive in the class. No doubt. Thank you, Sneha. If you have a very silly doubt, also, I mean, you're welcome. You can ask those doubts, because even a small doubt could change, right? No more query. Thank you, Shubhadeep. Okay. So data types and variables. So I have said what do you mean by an initialization, right? Okay. Initialization in the sense we are going to, give some value to a particular variable. We want to know what do you mean by a variable, right? And the variable could have many data types. So we want to know what do you mean by a data type. Okay, so in Java, we do have two categories of data types. One is primitive and the other one is non-primitive data types. Okay, so primitive data types is something like predefined data types. So in primitive data type, we do have two categories: numeric and non-numeric. Okay, in the numeric, we'll be having integer. Okay, and floating point. Floating point in the sense it is just the decimal number. Okay, integer means it is an integer whole number. Okay, even not only whole number, you can include negative as well as positive numbers, but you will not be able to include a decimal number whenever you're giving integer or int. So only you'll be able to access those things when you're giving float or double. Okay, so whenever you're using integer, in integer itself there could be several divisions, right? In the sense I'm going to store only a very small value. For in that case I'll be using byte. Okay, there will be size chart. Okay, so in order, if you want to store the variable, or if you if you want to store the value in this range, you are supposed to use these things. Okay, short, int, long. Okay, and if I'm not wrong, like int, it will be allocating 4 bytes for a particular variable, and long it will be allocating 8 bytes. Okay, and next thing is floating point. Floating point in the sense decimal numbers. So we do have two things here. One is float and double. The difference between float and double is after a decimal point, a dot, you can store up to 6 precision places whenever you are giving a float, and double you'll be able to see 15 places. I'll be giving an example. Okay, so guys, like, you can code along with me. Okay, so just use online GDB, or if you have Eclipse, you could even use that. So first of all, I'll be telling you a very simple print statement. Syntax is system.out.println. Hello people is being printed. Okay, and one more thing. The difference, we do have two types of print statement. One is print and println. Okay, see what the difference between when I'm giving print. So whenever I'm giving print, okay, see what happens. Hi all is being printed and hello people, because the pointer, the end of line pointer, it will not go to the next line whenever we are just giving print. But whenever we are giving print ln, hi all is printed, and in the second line, hello people is being printed. Okay, so this is a very simple print statement. Okay, in Java, and we're coming to see about the data types. First we'll be seeing int data type. Int a is equal to 5, and I'm going to print the value that is being present in a. 5 is getting printed. Okay, I'll be also showing you the chart, and you could also give short. See, whenever you're giving short, byte, int, or long, the same integer will be getting stored. But for example, let's say in int, no, you can store values up to x range. Okay, if you want to store a value which is greater than that x, you want to go to long. Okay, that's it. This is all about integer. Mostly we'll be using only integer whenever you are using any like competitive programming stuffs. So whenever I'm giving float, no, float a is equal to 5f. Let's see what the output is. 5.0. Okay, if I'm giving something as 5 point, I'm giving 7 precision after dot. See how it's getting printed. So as I already said, float, no, it follows only 6 precision. After the decimal point, only 6 digit is being displayed in the float. Okay, so it rounded off our value. So 8 8, it is being converted into 8 9. Okay, if I use same double here, know the difference between float and double. Okay. Guys, if you have any doubts, you can ask then and there. And inside a particular scope, you cannot use the same variable name. Okay, so it is even giving some garbage value whenever I'm giving float. Okay, and the precision after dot is 15 places. I'll be giving 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll be giving 15, 8. Then also it's giving a garbage value. Okay, okay. So whenever wait. Mm. So whenever you are using a float data type, after the value which you are giving, you have to include f. Okay, whenever you are giving value, but it is not in the case of double. Okay, so here I have given 7 eighths plus f. Then only it is being treated as a float value. And now, as I have already said, after a decimal point, only 6 precision is being followed in float. It is being rounded off. Whereas if I want to store higher value than this a, I'll be going to use double. Okay. Okay, guys. So, can you know I mean, are you clear about the difference between float and double? Come on, respond in the chat section. So, integer in the sense, we'll be having different charts here. I'll be telling you next. So, yeah, here integer we have seen no for byte. If you are going to store a value from in the range minus 128 to 128, you can go for byte. Okay, because its size in bits is 8. 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. Okay, here the size is being mentioned in terms of bits. So byte carries 1 byte. Okay, so if you are going to use values in this range, it is very optimal to use byte. If you're using in this range, you can use short. So this is the size chart which is being given to you. And short, the size is 2 bytes. Okay, and similarly you can go for it. And yeah, next we'll be seeing these are the numeric type data types. Next, we'll be seeing non-numeric type, which will be having Boolean and character. Okay. So whenever I want to store a Boolean value, I'll be telling Boolean A is equal to true. Boolean values in this sense, it's either true or false. So according to a particular situation or according to a particular circumstance, I'll be evaluating the thing and I'll be telling whether it's true or false. Okay, so I'm assigning true to the variable a, and whenever I'm printing, true will be printed. Okay, and similarly you can use false. And note the thing in Python. Okay, the true will is a keyword, and the T will be in caps, but in Java it will be in small. Okay, and you can also check it out with false. False is being printed. Okay, next thing we'll be seeing about character. Guys, am I going very fast or are you people able to follow me? Okay, I hope you are able to follow me. If you have, if you want to reduce, I mean, reduce my face, you can tell. Okay, so character means it's nothing but I'm going to store a single, a single value. For example, I'm going to store a. It is single value, right? Or one, or two. Okay, I'll be telling. I'll be defining the variable char a is equal to, and character will only be enclosed in a single quotation mark. So I'll be giving a. and I want to print it. Okay, A will be getting printed. And if I'm including 2 3 characters means error is being given, because in a character I can store only a single value. Okay, so even I can store it as 2, but this 2 here will not be a numeric value, it will be a character value. Okay, next, this is all about character and boolean. So next we'll be seeing the non-primitive data types. Okay, boolean by default is true, but that's a nice question. I think it's true only. Oh, it's false. Default value for a boolean variable in Java is false. This means that if you declare a boolean variable but do not assign it a value. Okay, sorry. And Vaibhav, thanks for that question. The default value for a boolean variable in Java will be false. So only if you are changing it into true, it will be getting printed. Let's check it out. Yeah. Here we're getting a must be initialized. Okay, but the default value will be false only. And thank you. I also learned that. Okay. Um, false, yeah. So non-primitive data types in this sense, we do have different things like string. Okay, so we have seen character, right? Character means it is a very a single character, whether a one, two, or you can also include special characters like all these things. Okay, so string is nothing but string is the uh sequence of characters. Okay, it is a collection of characters. And one more thing, for a single line comment in Java, you'll be using double slash. Okay, for multi-line comment, you'll be using slash star star slash. Okay, so you can include like this. You can give as many lines you want. So this is a multi-line comment. It is being treated as comment only. Yeah, yeah, S5 group of characters. So string is a collection of characters. Okay, so if I'm giving string a is equal to, and string must be enclosed within double quotation. Okay, I'm giving Vaibhav's name because he's very active. Vaibhav, I want to print S Vaibhav single line comment. Okay, so it'll be printed. Okay, and whenever you want to, even in the print statement you can add some more lines. If I want to print the student name is Vaibhav, I'll be giving it the the name is in double quotation. And in Python we'll be using comma as a separator. Here we'll be using plus. Welcome Vaibhav. So the name is Vaibhav. Okay, um, you cannot enclose a string in a single quotation, because in a single quotation you can only enclose a char, error will be thrown. Okay, so this is all about string. uh, Whenever you are coming to know about array is nothing but array is a group of elements of same data type. Okay, for example, I want to store an integer array. There are various ways of initializing an array. We'll be getting to know about Java arrays also, don't worry. But for the example sake of data type, I'll be telling you. So I'm going to give an array of integer data type, and I'm going to store the elements from 1 to 5. Okay, why do we write okay, why do we write import.util.star? I'll be giving you an example. Okay, don't worry. Nothing but reference variable with will store. I mean, can you be more detailed on the question, Kirti? Nothing but reference variable with stores address of. Yeah, similar type of elements we can store it in array. And Subhadeep, I'll be telling you what is the use of import dot util dot star. Okay, don't worry. Yeah, so here I'm giving and I'm initializing an array of integer data type, and I'm storing the values from 1 to 5. Okay, so in order to print, I cannot directly print system dot out.println array. It will not works. As array is a group of elements, a collection of elements with similar data type, we want to traverse the entire array and then only we will be able to print it. Okay. Don't worry, we'll also be learning about loop statements. So I'll be traversing the array. Just for the example only I'm giving. Okay. So I'm going to create an integer array and I'm going to traverse the entire array with the help of for loop. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, so this is all about the data types and this is the size chart. Okay, so whenever you could follow these things whenever you're going to store these values in your range, you could use these data types and this is the size of that data type. Okay, so for the question which Subhadeep asked, yeah, Naibai was correct. Yeah, this is for each loop, Vaibhav. Okay, so now we are giving only default values, right? So int number is equal to, I'm giving 5 and I'm going to print it. Yeah, non-primitive are nothing but reference variables which basically stores address. Yeah, you are correct, Kirti. Okay, yeah. So here I'm giving the number 4 as num. But let's say I want to, I want an example or I want a use case where I want to get the input from the user. So the user have to input in the runtime and then I want to print it. So because of which we'll be going into scanner class. Okay. So I'll be I'll be creating a scanner object. As I already said, we'll be creating objects with the help of new keyword. So here I'm creating an object for the scanner class, and this example is for example to get user inputs. Okay, so I'm going to get an integer and I'm going to store it in num. So I'll be giving the scanner object name sc. Here is the object name sc dot next int, and I'm going to print it. Let's suppose, sure, Viber, I'll be sharing these notes. Okay, so let's suppose I'm not using the package import dot java dot util dot star. Okay, and straight away I'm going to use the scanner method. Okay, and I'm going to create an object sc here that corresponds to the scanner class, and I'm going to get the input. Let's see what happens. I'm not importing the package. It says cannot find the symbol scanner because inside, as we have already said, inside the package only there will be a collection of classes. So here I'm going to use the scanner class, but I haven't imported the necessary library in order to use this class. So I want to import it. Import java.util.scanner. Now it works. I'm going to take the input from the user and I'm going to print it. Wait, I'll be. Hmm. So I'm going to enter a number and it's going to be getting printed. Okay, so here we know in order to use the java scanner class, we'll be using util.scanner, but sometimes there could be things I want to use that particular method, but I don't know what will be the class name. So for in that sake, I'll be giving star, which means all the classes that is being present in the util package will be loaded in order to use in my code. Okay, so are you clear about this, Shubhadeep? And guys, are you clear about this example? And if you have any doubts, do let me know. And I want to know whether you people are able to follow whatever I'm saying. Just respond. No? What is debugging? Sure, I'll be telling you. Following. Okay, Vaibhav. Okay, what is debugging? I'm not going to import the required class. Okay, an error is being thrown. I want to debug the code, or I want to find what is the error in the code and why this error is being produced. Okay, that is the meaning of debugging. Debugging means compile the code and check. It's not compiling the code, debugging in the sense like, see, I have not included the package in my code, but I want to use it. So it has thrown error. I want to check what is the error here and how to rectify it. Usually, whenever you are doing debugging, it will be debugging. So I have just given, I have asked the user in order to input an integer value, and I have stored it in an integer variable num. Okay. So I am, but the thing which I'm printing here is num1. Num1 is not being declared anywhere. Okay, but unknowingly or mistakenly, I have given wm. Unknowingly, or let's say, and Java is case sensitive. Unknowingly, I have given capital N means whenever I'm producing, I'm executing the code, here the error is being prompted, right? I do want to go to the code and I want to debug it, I want to check it, what's the error, why does this error being prompted. It's fine because here we are just writing smaller lines of code, but imagine you are working in a real-time project where you are handling with hundred lines of code or something like that. So there debugging means not there everywhere. Debugging means you have been prompted with an error, or you are getting some issue, or even not only error, you are getting an incorrect result. The result is not correct. You want to go to the code, you want to search for the logic where you have wrongly typed, or where we are wrong in that particular logic. This means debugging. Okay. hmm. Checking its correct syntax, yeah, but sometimes people do makes mistakes in the logic, right? So, for example, I want to add numbers from 1 to n. For example, instead of adding, no, I have given star multiplication. What happens? The result will be wrong. That is also means debugging only. So you want to go and check the logic where you have committed mistake. So that is debugging. Okay, great. So people, do you have any other doubts, or are you able to follow me? And you could ask any doubts. Next, we'll be seeing what a variable is, and we have used it in an example. It's a variable is nothing but, see, a variable is actually a place where a value can be stored. I'm getting the input from the user and I'm storing it in a place. Okay, num. So num is a variable, and variable in the sense the number variable. Like the value will not be fixed. So one time, like I'll be giving. Wait. So one time my value will be 3, and another time my value will be, like 5. Okay. So it keeps on changing, and variable is nothing but variable is a placeholder. Variable is a placeholder. It acts as a placeholder in order to store the values. That's it. Variable, and we do have three types of variables. Can we say variable is container works to store? Yeah, you are correct, Rajna. It means check line by line code and where we are wrong. Yeah, correct. So there are Variable is a container which, yeah, which contains data. Yeah, and data, it can be in any form. And yeah, so before getting to know more about variable, I'll be giving you an example of how to, mm, how to get input of a string. Okay, so this is in the case of integer. So whenever we are giving float, no, the syntax will be next float. Variable is a name. It's not a name, it's a container kind of thing, or a placeholder. 3.5000. 3.5. Okay, so it is next float. And whenever you are giving and one more thing, so I want to, take a user input as string, means I'll be giving next. Okay, I mean Java, the enter, it's not number, the string is Java. And what if I want to just store, I just want to store J here. In the sense I want to get a character. Yeah, you can also use next line. And again. Okay, so we do have two ways in order to in order to input a string. So whenever I'm giving next, see what happens. um Java is a programming language. Okay, sorry, language. So whenever I'm using next, only the first word will be returned. Only the first word will be stored in num, because whenever a white space, or whenever a space is being encountered, the uh, pointer breaks. It is saying only the entered number is Java string. Okay, but it is not in the case of next line. Whenever you are using next line, the entire sentence will be getting executed. Nextend, like nextend will be used in order to get the input of a integer variable, integer value. The entire string is Java is a programming language. When you want to take the input of the, like a entire sentence. Okay, and next thing, what if also first thing, variables name with memory name to its a value. Nextent in the sense, oh, what is nextent in the sense, you are just asking what do you mean by nextent. Nextent, it is actually a method. See, these are all the different methods. So here scanner is a class. Okay, huh, nextent is scanner class method. Here scanner is a class. I'm creating an object for that scanner class. Here my object name is sc. Okay, so I want to, I want to access, I will be able to access the attributes or the method that is present in a particular class only with the help of objects. So here my object is sc. So what I'm doing is sc object name dot the method next line or next in, it is all the methods which is being present in the scanner class. Okay, why it should be used? Without using scanner class, you cannot take the input from a user at runtime. No, in int not have two options, next line and all. Okay, next line next, it works only for string. Okay, whenever you want to, store a character, it is not something like here. Also, you'll be using next only. Okay, char c is equal to sc dot next dot caret 0. Okay, the thing is, uh, sc dot next will be used in order to get a particular string, right? Caret 0. So usually, how a string will be stored is, um, let's say Java. Okay, in this way only it will be stored in the memory, and we'll be able to, we'll be able to access the characters which is present in a string with the help of indexing. Java. Okay, and the indexing, it starts from 0. So 0, 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, caret means which index number we have to print. Indexing. So this is the meaning of indexing in strings. Okay, so not only in strings, even in arrays. Okay, in arrays concept also, we will be able to access the elements that is present in a string or array only with the help of indexing. And indexing, it starts from 0. So whenever I am saying caret 0 means the first character in the string j will be getting printed. So we already know, right? Character, it corresponds only to a single value. So this is the thing how it be getting stored. Let's, oh, num is not present. See, character input. Okay, even if you're giving uh, something like food, only f will be getting stored. Okay, so this is all about character, and this is all about the way how you will be like getting the input from the user. Indexing starts from 0. Yeah, so people, are you clear with the indexing concepts, and are you clear with how to get input from the user? And variable, it acts as a placeholder in order to store like the values which the user inputs. Okay, next thing, there are three type of variables in Java. One is local variable, and another one is instance variable, and another one is class variable. Okay, so um, this is a variable. Okay, um, this is a variable. So we know, right? This is the data type of the variable to which it corresponds. This is the variable name, and this is the value which is being given. Okay, and how it will be stored in memory is in this way only. So an address, for example, let's say the address pointer will be something like 2000. I mean 2000. In the address 2000 in the RAM memory or in the heap memory, the value, I mean, the value 20 will be stored, and the variable name will be age. Okay, in this way only the variable will be getting stored. And what do you mean by local variables? The variables which are being declared inside the method is known as local variable. As I've already said, how to print or read two lines using next method. Where the address store, the address will be stored in the heap area, heap memory. Next line. In order to I mean, Sneha, in order to print or read two lines. Okay. mm, no, I think that won't work. That won't that No, that won't work, because here everything will be considered string only. So whenever you want to read two lines, in the sense you want to go something called as array of strings. Okay, so array of strings in the sense, uh, for two times I want to read, for two times I want to read the strings. You have to use either a for loop or a while loop, or you have to store it in an array of strings, or you can just create a string. And for two times you want to make the user to input the new strings, and you have to store the values. Wait, let me tell you how to do that. Okay, so string para is equal to an empty string. Okay, now for int I mean, don't worry if you're not able to follow this for loop. Okay, just I'm giving an example of how to read or print two lines using next line method. So for two times, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the uh, input from the user, and I'm going to do para. In Java is a programming language. Okay, so I also want to include. Hmm. Is that fine? Is it fine, Sneha? Because here what I'm doing is already I have declared a string para variable which will be acting as a result variable, and I'm assigning it as an empty string. Okay, so for two times I'm just going to take the input from the user with the help of next line command, and for each time the user is entering the string value, right? I'm going to append it with the result with the para variable. Okay, and at the end I'm going to print the value which is being present in the para variable. So are the people able to follow this example? Guys, do let me know, are you able to follow this? In the sense, like, string is immutable. Yeah, string is immutable in the sense you cannot change a value at a string. Okay, I cannot go and change here. I mean, I love Java. I cannot go and change A to E because strings are immutable. But we can append two strings, which means we can concatenate two strings. Okay, guys, are you able to follow me? And if you have any doubts, you can ask. Because next line it actually breaks whenever we are using next, and whenever it is encountering a backslash n. So because of that only I have used a for loop. Okay, where I'm going to take the input strings twice, and I'm going to add it. I'm going to concatenate it with the para string variable, and at the end I'm going to print the para variable. So is that fine? Come on, guys, you do have only 10 minutes for today's session to wind up, so don't worry, we'll be winding up soon. It, whether it works, okay, I'll check. This will work. I'll check. I'll check right now. String para is. Yeah, if you're changing the value, I mean, if you're doing concatenation means the value will be getting changed in the string constant pool. Just you're concatenating it, you're not going to change or you're not going to modify the elements in the string is immutable in the sense it means only we cannot modify in the sense we cannot change the elements which is being present, like in that particular string, but you can add two strings. Okay, sc dot next line. Okay. See, whenever we are using this, uh, it's getting printed as the entered string is I love in one line and in Java in another line. So we want as a very single straightforward line, right? So yeah, this works in order to get um read the two strings, okay, from the user, but in order to print the things, we want all those things in a single line, right? So what actually is being done here is I'm going to take the input from the string, I'm going to add it in the para, and with the backslash and delimiter, it will be stored in paragraph. I mean, it will be stored in para variable. And this people who don't know more about backslash yan, it is a kind of delimiter. So we do have various delimiters in Java like backslash t, okay, backslash yan, okay. So is this fine, guys? Mostly whenever you're working with competitive programming part and all, you'll be just entering this string in one line. Or if you want if you want to do certain things like accessing a paragraph, or accessing more number of string lines, you can go for creating a text file, and you can use file read and write operations in Java. Okay, there we'll be using methods like read line in order to read all those like the characters or the things which is being present in a text file. Okay, so guys, are you clear? if we remove if we remove the backslash n, wait, um let's see whether it works or not. Yeah, it's working. So se dot next line plus space plus next line, it's working. Is that clear, guys? We cannot remove backslash n in the output line, but we can do like this. Thank you. Great. Guys, are you clear with the concept? So I will be just seeing the different types of variables, and that's it for today's session. Okay, so local variable means, as I've already said, method, which means a function. Whenever we are writing a particular method in Java, okay, the statements which is present inside the method is known as block. Okay, I'll be showing you an example of a block. uh See, this is a method. Okay, this is a method. The method name is void print. The return type is void, and it is a static method with the access modifier public. So I have written certain statements inside the Viber. You want the notes, in the sense you want the PDF, because the thing which I'm explaining here is I'm in real time only. I'm explaining you in online compare, right? Are you? Do you want the PPT? Okay, so see, so this is known as the block. So this is the method, and the statements. This is a statement. A statement. So the statements, a group of statements which is being present inside the method, is known as a block. Okay. So here I have a variable temp. Okay, I'll be sharing you. Here I'll be. Here we'll be having. We are having a variable temp. Okay. This temp is a local variable, because this temp, I cannot go and access this temp in main method, because the lifetime of the variable temp will be only within this block, which means I'll be able to access the temp only within the block, within this block of the function void print. So this is what is meant by local variable. Next is the instance variables. Okay, in the sense, here in the definition itself they are given. So these are the instance variables. So uh, the next and data. These two things are instance variables here because we are not declaring it inside any method. We are just declaring it outside the method but inside the class. Okay, this is not in the sense these two variables is being accessed by n number of methods which is being present inside this class. Okay, so in tree node also I'll be able to access next and data, or if I'm going to write any other method, so okay, I'll be able to access these two things. Here they have given variables which are declared outside the class. I mean, sorry, inside the class but outside the variable method. Outside the outside the method only, the instant variables are being declared, but inside the class. Okay, so this is known as instance variables, and class variables are nothing but the variables which are being declared as static. Static variables is what do you mean by class variable. So this is all about the variables. And do you have any questions on whatever we have seen today, or do you have any questions, guys? Are you able to follow, or okay, next we'll be seeing the a question. Guys, come on, like uh do you people have any questions on what we have seen today, or are you people able to follow? No question. Okay. Okay. Okay, so what is the size of int data type in bytes? I'm not asking in bits, in bytes. We have seen that it is quite very simple. Thank you, ma'am. Wait, no, like we'll be seeing this question and we'll be winding up the class. Now itself you are telling bye bye. Okay, so what is the size of int data type in bytes? It's very quite simple. It's a very simple question. 8 bits. No, it's not 8 bytes. Guys, come on, like answer this question and yeah, we are done for the day. 8 bytes. No, it's not 8 bytes. Int. 2 bytes. 4 bytes. Okay, great. 2 bytes or 4 bytes. So I could see only Shubhakant and Vaibhav is very attentive. Guys, come on. 2 power 8. No, it's not 2 power 8. Instead of strings, can't we use int values? I mean, it depends on your requirements. For example, if I want to store a line, or if I want to count how many words are present in a sentence, obviously I want to get the string as an input from the user. I cannot go and take int as an input, right? So it depends on the, like it depends on the user requirements, and it depends on the code. Okay, so 4 bytes or 2 bytes, it depends on the compiler, because in some compiler, in 32-bit compilers and all, the size which is allocated for int data type will be 2 bytes. Okay, but in some machines it will be 4 bytes, but on a whole we'll be telling it as 4 bytes only. Okay, it depends on the machine, or it depends on the system. So if it is a 32-bit, it will be 2 bytes, or if it is 64-bit, it will be 4 bytes, or it depends on the system. Okay, so yeah, so tomorrow we'll be dealing with operators. So if you people have any questions, you can let me know. Otherwise, we are done for the day, so we'll wind it up. guys, if you have any questions, or yeah, I just want to know the feedback of today's session, so that if you want me to improve in some areas also, you can let me know, so that I'll not repeat it in the upcoming sessions. So is my pace okay? Am I very fast? Like, are people able to follow? So if you want, I mean, can you? I mean, you can, like, let me know about today's session's feedback. No question. Thank you, ma'am. Great session is very awesome, ma'am. Thank you, Yash. So if you want places where I should improve, also you can let me know. I'll be. I'll see to that. I'll not be repeating it in my next session. So yeah, it's great session, ma'am. I learned more from the session. Okay, thank you. More informative. Thank you, Jairam. Like tomorrow, we'll be seeing more on the operators things, and I'll be showing you what we'll be seeing. And I want you people to learn about binary, how will be, how a decimal value is stored in the machines. Like, I want you people to explore, or to learn, or to know about binary, and then you'll be coming to next session, because that will be useful whenever we are dealing with bitwise operators. So you want to know in which way the bits of a particular value is being stored. Thank you, guys. Please be pretty sure I'll be sending you. The session was very interesting. I learned many things today. Thank you, ma'am, for the session. Okay. So, yeah, this is all about from my side. And guys, please do have a quick revision, or just see how binary works, how to represent a decimal number in terms of bits, because tomorrow, as we are dealing with operators, we'll be seeing on bitwise operators, so there it will be very helpful, and we'll be also seeing about the conditional and the control statements tomorrow. And if time permits, we'll be moving on to how to declare a method, how to pass a parameter, and what do you mean by return types, and all those things. Okay, thank you, guys. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Sure, we'll meet